pick in Thursday's draft as well, and a future first-round pick. Has to be pretty devastating news for Mike. I'm pretty sure he knew it was coming, though. Take a look at his resume. He will go down as one of the all-time great players in Grizzlies history. He's the franchise leader in points, assists, threes, and games played. Conley spent the first 12 years of his career in Memphis. Tough pill to swallow, and was drafted 4th overall by the team in 2007. We'll have more on this story throughout the hour right here on SportsCenter. Now, a little over 24 hours away to the NBA draft, one of the most talked about players in recent memory. I think you've heard of him. Zion Williamson is a lock for the Pelicans. But what about the others in the draft? Could we see some surprises? What teams are working through the night to make some moves? Only time will tell. But so far, this is how it all shake out. Take a look at this. We're just, again, a day away. We've got all the ones here that you can see. Zion, Ja, and R.J. Barrett are projected to go top 3. But after that, we don't know what will happen. Will the Pelicans keep the pick they recently acquired from the Lakers in the Anthony Davis trade? Caesars released its odds, so let's take a look at this, shall we? This is the odds to win Rookie of the Year next year. Thursday's NBA draft, and it's no surprise, Zion is the overwhelming favorite at 2-9. Kyrie Irving was the last player from Duke to win Rookie of the Year in 2012. Both Ja Morant and R.J. Barrett have 9-2 odds to win. In ESPN's latest mock draft, both players are projected to go 2nd and 3rd overall. A guard has won the award 5 times since 2012. And Darius Garland, who believes he's the best guard in the draft, I appreciate that self-esteem, has 10-1 odds to win. He's projected to go 5th overall to the Cavs. Here's our Jay Billis. What else do you have, my friend?
The tales of Zion Williamson's superhuman feats did not just begin when he arrived at Duke. The legend began long ago in Spartanburg, South Carolina, a physical specimen literally named after Mount Zion. The whispers of his greatness began as a 16-year-old high school internet sensation. His highlight reel dunks on social media routinely went viral, leading Zion to becoming one of the most coveted recruits in the country. The legend only grew at Duke as he headlined one of the most anticipated freshman classes in history. His vertical jump measured a staggering 45 inches, eclipsing the record for a Duke player. His athleticism captivated college basketball. A nightly highlight reel, Zion was simply must-see TV. In his first matchup with heated rival North Carolina, it didn't take long for Zion to grab all the headlines. With a former president on hand and tickets selling at Super Bowl prices, a broken shoe and a knee injury blew up social media in real time. Only 7 NBA teams have more Instagram followers than Zion does. Countless celebrities have shown up courtside to witness with their own eyes just what he'll do next. Zion Williamson has all the makings of an international superstar and a worldwide brand. He's clearly the top prize in this year's draft.
So, wow, I didn't know that stat about his social media handle. Meanwhile, Zion enters this draft as the most likely player to reach an all-star level in the pros, with almost a 60% chance to do so, according to our draft projections. Brandon Clark out of Gonzaga is 2nd on the list at 27%, and Zion's teammate R.J. Barrett, you heard of him, 8% chance to reach that level. What's the science behind that, David?
I don't know, Kerry. Let's get to that other.
For the beginning of July free agency, and they could potentially get north of $30 million if Anthony Davis would waive his trade bonus of $4 million, and that would allow them to go use that money to get multiple pieces. They don't have depth. They don't even have a starting 5 right now, and they probably aren't going to be in contention for a max level free agent, an A-list guy that is worth investing all that money in. I think for the Lakers, they've got to spread that money around, get some shooting, some role players around what's obviously a dynamic partnership in LeBron James and Anthony Davis.
Hey, Woj, any names jump out at you of role players that they could fit 2 or 3 under that $32 million number?
Well, there's lots of them, but here's the thing. I mean, this is free agency. You've got to have a player decide they want to play for you. You've got to be able to make an offer that is competitive in the marketplace. And when you look out there and you see some of the shooting out there, the Danny Greens, Seth Curry, T.J. McConnell as a point guard. These are the players available in free agency. And if you're going to start breaking that money up, that doesn't leave a lot to get elite level players or good players. And, a player like J.J. Redick, I think every team with cap space would love to have Philly would like to keep him. He's going to be expensive. He might cost $16, $17 million a season.
Got to fill out 14 roster spots. We'll see how the Lakers do it. Woj giving us the latest there. And again, the breaking news that Mike Conley has been traded to Utah. Still to come, the beginning of the phenomenon. Jay Billis reveals how Zion started on the path to become one of the most exciting pro prospects in years.
All right, David, to the baseball, shall we? Real or not real? Twins walk-off win in 17, one of 2019's best games so far. That was the headline. Let's go there. Bottom of the seventh, Twins down 2-1. Polanco takes Brazier deep to center field, and JBJ, that's Jackie Bradley Jr., making the leaping catch at the wall, walking up it like Spider-Man. That's one more look. Almost like Jackie Brown, but Jackie Bradley. All right, bottom of the eighth, folks. Twins 2-1. 2 runners on for Max Kepler, facing Brandon Workman. Kepler lines a single to right field. Mitch Garver scores, game tied at 2. Now, obviously, it's going to take a minute. Garver does what he does. Top of the 13th. I'm just going to move ahead here. Tied at 2. Mookie Betts leading off against Mike Morin. Betts lines one deep down the left field. It's a solo home run. That's the 12th for him this season. Red Sox lead 3-2. So what happens now? Bottom of the 13th. Kepler leading off. Hector Velasquez. Okay. Game tied at 3. So, free baseball. We're already at the 13th inning. You know where we're going. So, I'm going to fast forward to the top of the 17th for folks at home. Andrew Benedetti on third. No outs. Red Sox looking to take the lead. J.D. Martinez strikes out. That's his 5th strikeout of the game. 1 out. Devers grounds to first. Benedetti has to stay at third. 2 out now. What happens? Xander Bogaerts grounds out to third. And that's the end of the inning. Red Sox with the run on third and no outs, can't score. Bottom of the 17th. And we're moving on, folks. We'll have a runner on first. Eddie Rosario at the plate. Rosario now, here's a bit of a controversy. Attempts to lay down the bunt, fouls it down the third baseline. Cora comes out to argue it. He's upset. Why is he upset? Well, you take a look here. Rosario's foot is close to being outside of the batter's box as he fouls it off. I can understand him being upset. Will that come into play later on? Later, Rosario's at bat. Line drive to right field. Rolls all the way to the wall. Arias is held up at third. Rosario on the double. He's winding. Take another look at it. He's like, move it, move it, move it. You need to move, Arias, move. But no, just hold up at third. Yeah, he's not paying attention. Thank you. After an intentional walk, though, folks, to load the bases, you'll see this. Kepler's at the plate. So now we all think, what will happen now? Well, a walk-off single in the right field for the win. It's just that simple. 17 innings, 5 hours and 45 minutes. But Cora still mad about the umpire's no call on the Rosario bunt. Let's listen.
I apologize to the umpires. Obviously emotions take over. I look at the replay, and Eddie wasn't off the batter's box. So they did an outstanding job for how long it was. Just one of those that is tough to swallow. You see it, and the emotions take over. But, that was out of character. So, that was my fault.
I understand. Well, did you know? Now you do. Max Kepler's game-winning hit put him in rare group. According to Elias, he's the third player with a game-tying hit and a walk-off hit in the 13th inning or later of the same game in the expansion era, which goes back to 1961. The others to do it, Willie Randolph in 1991. You remember that? And Barrio Garbe in 1985. I don't remember that. David, do you remember that?
I got Willie Randolph.
Okay.
Segue to the Yankees. It's mid-June. The Yanks have a combined 11 RBI from Judge and Stanton, and they're in first place. Boggles the mind. Giancarlo made his return to the lineup last night after missing 2.5 months with a variety of ailments. He was tearing it up at Scranton Wilkes-Barre for the Rail Riders, but he's back in the show. Not as easy up there. Pops up in his first at-bat, second AB. Watches strike 3. One more chance. Swing and a miss. Actually, Stanton 0 for 4, struck out twice in his first game since March 31. Still looking for that first RBI of the season. But he did bring his glove to the park. Travis d'Arnaud with runners on second and third and 2 outs. Stanton ranging over near the crowd, goes into the crowd, and comes away with the baseball. If that fan makes a better play on it, Giancarlo doesn't make that catch. I mean, come on. 7th inning. Yanks up 4-3. Cameron Maben He had homered in 3 straight games, and there he goes again. 4 in a row for Maben, who could still be sent down when Aaron Judge comes back soon. Maben doing it again. Yanks have homered in 21 straight games. They're up 5-3. Didi holding up 4 games in a row for Cameron Maben. And bottom of the 8th, Edwin Encarnacion up. Let's listen to the Yankees radio announcer John Sterling.
Swung on and drilled to deep right center. That ball is high. It is far. It is